What's up, everybody? I'm Nick Scarpino. This is Mr. Tim Geddes. And
Oh,
Tim,
yeah.
like it or not, I stayed off of Twitter all last night to watch this trailer this morning.
How did you do that? How did you manage to
Because I knew we were gonna do this conversation. I knew we were gonna do our reacts, and I wanted it to be fresh.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I didn't think it was possible for me to like something this much. It's not cool. At this point, stop. Okay, just stop. Now, here's what I like about this. It starts off normal. It starts off actually like a normal movie. This isn't even like a Star Wars movie at this point. We're just getting introduced to this brand new character, and then we get a touch of the Lucasfilm Limited logo. Still doesn't feel, because of the music. Going into this, I mean, we're seeing the TIE Interceptor, and this is what I love. You get that
TIE Fighter.
The TIE Fighter, excuse me, not Interceptor. You were seeing touches of Star Wars, but this looks like a normal sci-fi film.
This is where it all changes.
And this is where it all changes a little bit. Right, we get Kylo Ren. He's got we'll go back in a second and look at the stuff, but I want to talk briefly about this music cue. Right there.
It's beautiful.
Oh,
it's fun, beautiful. So
come on,
Nick,
are you
this is now the second time you've ever even seen this.
kidding me?
So you're still on the high of how amazing this trailer is. I've seen this trailer maybe 100 times.
We're gonna go back.
Probably literally. We're gonna go through, and I'm gonna tell you all the things that you missed in this wondrous trailer. All the homages and stuff.
Let's look at it.
So here we start off with Rey, what probably or most likely
we're assuming the main character.
The main character of this movie, most likely the next trilogy. Here, this is definitely an homage to Leia.
To Leia coming into Jabba, yeah,
in her little outfit from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, Colin would know the name of the.
Yes, of course, Colin would know everything. So what she's in right now is that crashed.
The crashed Star Destroyer?
Star Destroyer that we kept seeing in all the other trailers.
You can see that looks like one of the cargo areas. Yeah, hangar bays.
So this is not Tatooine.
I didn't realize BB-88 was that big.
He's a
Look how
droid.
big he is.
Doing some stuff.
I thought he was like a little dude. He's a big-ass droid.
So it's the planet Jakku, which is not Tatooine like everyone thought in the first couple trailers.
Get off your ass.
You can see she's just kind of like a normal-looking scavenger girl. Nothing special. Kind of reminiscent of a little farm boy, you might know.
No, we're seeing it. We're seeing a lot of...
So we're seeing a lot of like...
Let's go back here.
Nazi-esque stuff going on. We've seen this shot before, but this is the first order, which is like the resurgence of the Empire.
But it's crazy. Let's go back for a second. Who is this guy talking? Right? You have to assume that guy is...
Oh, that dude?
Yeah, he looks a little reminiscent of Grand Moff Tarkin. Not
General Tarkin.
General Tarkin.
Yes. And I think that's who he's going to be. He's going to be the new Tarkin of the first order.
Whoever's taking
all of that stuff.
Look at this guy. Look at the guy right in front, though. Love that. He's got that cool start. Like he's the elite trooper or like the snow trooper. The homie right there.
He's a pyro.
Oh, he's a pirate, like a fire
there's a couple
guy?
guys here you can actually see. Hold on. Where is it?
Like, look at that guy's got some sort of strap right there. Oh, what's that
right
guy?
there?
That's dope.
It's like flamethrower stuff.
That's dope.
So we see that also in some of the clips.
There's a couple guys. Yeah, there's a guy over to his right that has a flamethrower.
So that's pretty cool. We've been hearing a voiceover, and it's like, "Who are you?" It's like, "I'm no one," and that's Lupita Nyong'o's character, who's this little alien named Maz Kanata.
Okay.
We don't know too much about that, but she's a little space pirate.
Gotcha.
Going around doing some stuff.
Love space pirates.
Yes. So here, this is really interesting. We start to see John Boyega's character kind of like question things, and it goes from Daisy Ridley's character, it's like, "Who are you? I'm no one," and then he's just like essentially saying, "I don't know like what I'm doing.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I have no idea who I'm fighting for anymore. I've lost the sort of the cause, the general direction of what we were doing. I don't know what's going on with that."
So while the other trailers have been very kind of just like giving us little bits and things that we couldn't really piece together a story, going off the poster and this trailer, I have like a pretty good idea of what I think the plot of this movie is and where everything kind of falls into it. And I definitely think that like this is a perfect example. Right here, there's blood on the stormtrooper's helmet. It looks like fingers were.
Yeah, scraping across his helmet. Yeah,
right here.
That looks like a hand.
I'm assuming that like he just dealt with death firsthand, and it's just like,
no, he's definitely been through some shit right here. Like that's not the look of a man who just got off a vacation in Boca Raton. That guy just had a firefight with someone, and we're seeing that directly sort of juxtaposed with this TIE fighter that has, if you go back, it looks like a different shaped TIE fighter, slightly like the actual cockpit looks a little different, but they've got that sort of red stripe of the First Order, and so we're definitely. And so this is what I love about Star Wars. They've done such a great job, especially with this one, of like saying, let's take the tech of before and kind of bring it up a little bit,
modernize,
throw a little modernized flair on it, and go. This is one of the crazy things. I want to just point this out, that even the wardrobes have changed a little bit, right? Before we used to have, you know, we'd see Luke, but he had boots on and he had a very much sort of a futuristic garb. And now we're getting a slightly more modern costume, which is a little reminiscent of another space series that we know that J.J. Abrams directed as well.
What I think is interesting about this, though,
so we're seeing his touches kind of.
Him here right now in the all black garb. I think that's just his stormtrooper outfit underneath.
You think that's what they were underneath?
Thing. And I think that jacket is something that he just found.
Oh, he probably either found or stole it.
Like,
yeah,
because that looks like
he's clearly crashed, or he's clearly. We have remember from the first trailer where he kind of wakes up and he's like in the middle of the desert.
So I think that he's in that TIE fighter as it crashes down.
That's a possibility. Yeah. That's interesting.
And I don't know if maybe that TIE fighter got shot.
I don't know if he would have been in that though, because he was in traditional stormtrooper gear. The TIE fighter, pilots wore different gear.
Here's my thoughts, Nick. Here he is. He's realizing he messed up. He gets in one, jacks it.
Oh, you think he jacks it?
I think he jacks the TIE fighter and then it gets blasted.
That's bold. That's a bold statement.
Yeah. And it crashes down and then
you can't just learn how to fly. John, what do you do? You can't just hop in a TIE fighter and go toward Jakku. Okay.
So you can see him overlooking this area.
Right. And we assume that's the town where the main character is. What is that character?
Ray.
Ray. Well, that's where we think Ray is probably living. And now come on. All right. So going off of the idea, I mean, obviously we're assuming this is Kylo Ren from behind, right?
Well,
because we're about to see him.
This is Kylo Ren, for sure.
Well, we're assuming. We haven't seen him from the front without the hood specifically, right? So we know the shape of this helmet is very, very Darth Vader. Mm-hmm. We see him, we hear that voiceover of him basically praying to the cult of Vader, saying, I'm going to finish what you started. But I don't know. I mean, it's crazy because we're seeing those homages. Like even him, we're going to see a later shot with him and his homies, where he's got that little crew of people together that all have the oddly like the dark black armor. Not all of them. Let's go through this real quick.
You'll see. So what's happening here, Nick? As you can see in the poster of this movie, there's a new Death Star-like
you think he's on the bridge
situation going on? I think that this is the control deck of that, and this blast right there, that's the modern green laser thing.
Oh,
and it's about to blow up
they just blew up
a planet. I think they're about to, and I think we see a little bit of it. There's a first real shot.
So we do see that. So now we're seeing the curvature of his helmet there, and we can see that he has adopted the look of his savior Vader. That's such a cool thing. Obviously, the helmet from Return of the Jedi.
Here we go. This is a beautiful homage to A New Hope.
Yeah.
So he's torturing him, and then we see a planet getting
just
blown
completely
up.
Devastated.
So this character right here is Poe Dameron.
Is that Oscar Isaacs?
Yes, Oscar Isaacs. He is essentially the cool pilot guy. Like I'm assuming his personality will be. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've seen other clips of him being
tortured,
captured.
Oh, okay, cool.
So and he doesn't have his jacket. So I'm assuming that the other dude
took his jacket. That's a possibility.
I'm making a lot of assumptions here, but I
that's
think
what we do. Right. That's what we do.
So this planet being blown up, I'm gonna guess that it's his home world.
Maybe.
And I'm gonna guess that in this torture sequence.
Well, I'm gonna guess it's the
Kylo
world.
Ren just blew it up
potentially, but I mean, we see shots of that world later. We think.
I think it's a different place.
Maybe let's play it because it looks like when they trade off, when they have the sort of bro moment underneath the X-wings, and then we were about to see for the first time Princess Leia. It looks like it's a woodland-like planet, like an Endor planet.
Yes,
so,
I mean that's the thing.
And it might be this. Maybe they're defending that. We're going to see a battle there, or maybe they just lose. But I don't know. It could be. Well, there's a billion planets in that.
I mean, I don't know where he's from. So either way, I think that it's his home planet blowing up because that's exactly what happened in New Hope when Vader was torturing Leia, and then blows up Alderaan.
That's hardcore. You're going deep down that rabbit hole.
All right.
There are stories about what.
So you hear that? That music that you love so much.
That beautiful, like the love theme.
It's the love theme between Han and Leia, which is awesome because it really kind of gives a lot of evidence to my theory that this girl is Han and Leia.
Oh, she's someone. She's definitely related to one of them.
And I'm almost positive
she's not going to be Luke's kid.
She's
because Luke was basically a Jedi priest, so he wasn't allowed to put his pee-pee anywhere.
Yeah.
But Han, on the other hand.
I don't think he was ever told that, though. Wow. He doesn't know.
That's a good point, actually. Obi-Wan would have been like, hey, man, we're not allowed to get. That's so cool.
And you hear her talking. And she's like questioning all this stuff.
Right. Is it real?
All of it.
And then it's just Han Solo saying that it's all real. Hey. And then he says the dark side, the Jedi. It's all real.
And as he says the Jedi, this is what's cool about it. Go ahead and press play.
Yeah, but wait, real quick. This is just such another beautiful homage to A New Hope.
Right.
Where Han Solo is just like, nah, there's no force controlling me. Like the Force is a made up thing.
Yeah, not only that, but it's also this image is awesome because it's reminiscent of A New Hope, where they're sitting there trying to plan.
Yep.
You know, you've got the solar system that has the Death Star in it, and they're trying to figure out how to kill it. And I think it was Grand Moff Tarkin. Is Tarkin? Why am I?
No, it's
Grand
just Mon Mothma.
Mon Mothma. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm getting my Star Wars character is sitting there and having that sort of like
Yeah.
This is what it is. So we're seeing this. What's that?
She's in Jedi. I don't know if she's in A New Hope.
Is she a Jedi?
Whatever. We're going too down the rabbit hole here.
Anyway, long story short is I love that look. I love that they're sitting there planning strategically over that solar system. It's very much Star Wars.
So that's amazing. They're going to...
Yo, is Watto in it?
Watto's not in it, Greg.
Fuck this trailer.
Not yet, at least. So
might
here
be in it.
we see the first time hyperspace. And then the Force theme kicks in.
Look at this.
AKA Luke's theme.
So look at these. These are the guys you do not want to meet on a dark and stormy night.
So these are the Knights of Ren.
These
So
are his
he's
boys.
Kylo Ren. We don't know too much about this, but we know that they are devout followers of Darth Vader, and they're just obsessed with Darth Vader. Now, what's cool here, Nick, you were saying that they all have Darth Vader-esque helmets. That's kind of true. They all do kind of look like that, except this motherfucker over here. Who does he look like? Because that's some fucking Mandalorian armor if I've ever seen it.
Oh, that's pretty fascinating.
Now,
Go back to the shot before, the wider shot. Keep going. There it is. That's interesting.
yeah, this is probably the best shot we got with brightness and stuff. But like, that motherfucker looks like Boba Fett.
He does look
Straight
a
up.
I'll give you a little bit of Boba Fett.
I mean, it's a
a
lot.
little
Look at his arm thing.
Yeah.
Look at the shape of his helmet. Look at everything. Like that.
Slightly shorter.
That
than
looks
the
like
one.
that armor.
That's why I like
now
Boba Fett.
here's the thing. There's the canon of Star Wars. There's now a couple books, comic books, the Clone Wars show, Rebel show, and then the movies, and that's it. There's a book that came out called Aftermath. It's the first official canon book in the new canon.
Okay.
And in it, there's a reference to Boba Fett's armor, and it's not directly called Boba Fett's armor, but a bunch of Jawas have some armor. Some dude looks at it and he's like, man, Mandalorian armor, like they sure made that shit resilient. And they describe it as if it looks like it's been through hell, and it's just had a battle with acid,
Interesting.
aka stomach acid.
Yeah, okay.
So the idea is that's probably not Boba Fett, but it probably is some badass in Boba Fett's armor.
That's potential. I mean,
And I'm
that's the
all
thing too
about
is you
that
have
shit.
to. I mean, throwing some of those out there too. It might just be someone else that has an
It
armor
could,
similar.
for
to
sure. There's a whole bunch
But
of similar Mandalorian armor.
We love Boba Fett, and obviously we want to see him come back to life as soon as humanly possible.
So that'd be fucking cool. This is also the most badass version of this theme. That's
Oh
ever
my god, are you
existed.
kidding me? So this is that planet that this looks similar to that planet. It might be a different planet actually. Those look like different trees.
Yeah, there's trees and stuff. I'm not
Yeah.
really
so
sure.
this is an obviously big ass battle they're having. This is the
Now this shot.
quick shot of them.
This shot is amazing because it's another homage to when Luke's getting ready for the Battle of Yavin, and then him and Han kind of look at each other.
Right. But they say Jedi, and that's what's great. He's like, and this is a continuance of Han Solo's line where he says, "Oh, it's all real." The Jedi, the Sith, and as he says Jedi, we
Well,
see
he says
John
the
Boyega.
dark side
The dark,
and the Jedi.
right? And that,
So he does say dark side on Poe as well. I don't think that they're going to go that route,
No,
but
no,
I'm just saying. I think that they're just
That'd
throwing
be
this out.
amazing if he got turned to the dark side. But I
My
don't
whole
think so.
theory is that this guy's the fake Jedi. He's not really a Jedi.
I think he's a Jedi.
He's not no Jedi. And I'm essentially positive
All
that
right.
he ain't no Jedi. The girl's a Jedi.
Maybe
And
they're both Jedi. You don't know.
I hope not. That's a little too much.
You don't know. There can be a lot of Jedi. Wow, what
This
too
shot.
much.
Look at that shot.
Remember the first one had a bunch of Jedis in it.
All right. So here,
Jedi?
we got some amazing magic going on. This, we're assuming, is Maz Kanata's like space pirate hideout.
Sure.
That's the Lupita
That's the
Nyong'o's
beating
character.
yeah.
So assuming like from the VO we get in this trailer, we're gonna assume that she's like some wise thing that like kind of progresses the plot a bit. So I'm assuming this is like maybe 2/3 through the movie.
Sure.
Or something like
Sure.
that. And we got a bunch of flags up there kind of representing, like I was talking to Kevin about this and he pointed out some really cool things. We think that this is like, originally Kevin thought that this was the throne room from the end of A New Hope, like the ceremony.
Oh.
It's not though. We looked it up and it's
interesting
It
though.
could be in the same.
it's not, but it could be.
Wait,
The
wasn't-
architecture looks very
Yeah,
similar,
yeah.
which leads me to believe that this is Yavin.
Okay.
So these are all potentially like flags of all the different like nations that kind of join together for the Rebel Alliance.
hmm
But if you look up here, that's the Mandalorian battle armor,
Oh, that's
like
cool.
insignia.
Oh, wow.
So there's some cool shit going on.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They're real.
There
So
we go.
now we're saying they're real, and we're seeing what we
Another
assume
shot.
is Luke.
Luke and R2,
Right.
straight chilling.
Droid unit. The R2 unit,
Then we got Kylo Ren's shuttle,
of course, because it's got the badass red in the beginning in front of it. There's our Chrome Trooper.
the Chrome Trooper, aka Captain Phasma, who is Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Notch.
So there we got like a. This just looks like a massacre scene going on.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming this might actually be pretty early on in the movie. This might be kind of the scene where John Boyega realizes he's not down with this shit.
Right. Where he's like, I've just seen some horrible things. I need to get out.
But then we see the most like shocking shot here, which is her crying over what essentially confirms my entire thing. I'm gonna like say spoilers right now.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive Han Solo dies.
It's a possibility.
Because that's Han Solo. Look at the leather jacket. Now here, what's this? That kind of looks like fur and Chewbacca. So it looks like it's Chewbacca like mourning Han Solo's death.
That's a possibility.
I'm convinced.
If they kill Han Solo, I'm done with Star Wars.
I'm convinced they're gonna kill Han Solo.
I'm done with Star Wars.
Han Solo's her father, and she sees him die, and then she realizes she needs to step it up and be a fucking Jedi.
So you feel like she's going to be like, you know what, give me the keys to the Millennium Falcon. I'm riding
Yes.
this whip.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I also think that she's gonna jack the lightsaber from the other dude.
I don't know. It's bold.
Because that
It would
motherfucker's
be
not a
interesting,
Jedi.
but here's the deal, though. Look, as we're going to see in a second here, he clearly. I love this shot. God, he looks good. Harrison Ford still looks good.
I love seeing the droid unit.
Yeah, the droid unit in the back.
Look how many fucking TIE fighters there are. Oh, now here's another cool thing. This ice planet where we keep seeing the all the bad guys kind of chilling. If you look here, there's like this nice little trench going on.
Right.
What's that remind you of?
I mean, it looks like a trench from Hoth, but.
It looks like a trench from the Death Star.
Oh, wow.
So here's my again another crazy wild assumption.
But
theory.
there's smoke coming out of it, so maybe it was some sort of blast cut it.
I'm going to assume that if the Death Star, that ain't no moon. I think that the new Death Star-esque thing is actually being disguised in the planet.
Interesting.
I think they built it into the planet.
That's pretty fascinating.
And so that's why that shot of him shooting the big red thing, I think that's from this planet.
Oh, interesting. That'd be cool.
To you.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Let's pause. I mean, I don't know. This could just be a base that's built
could.
in.
But that's
Because that
what's
looks
the fun
like
in that.
That's
I'm
true.
just
It's a good
speculating
point.
here, Nick.
This is wild speculation. But look, see, we're seeing that up in the upper right-hand corner. That's
That might be the
looks like a
control
control
base
center
that he was in earlier.
of some sort. Yeah, they're having this. Oh man, there's gonna be a lot. I'll tell you one thing right now. The X-wing squadrons get a lot of action in this
Yeah,
movie.
this is gonna be fucking awesome.
Okay,
Oh,
so this might be that first. That might be right before that scene where John
Yeah.
Boyega goes on and gets kind of psychologically damaged. God,
See, she looks pissed here. She has some
she's
sort
not
of
looking
like
happy. See, that's why I
blaster
think
going
that's
on.
why I think she's going to be more the Han Solo character because we're seeing her with like the heavy blasters, the shooting from the hip, the sort of the more like you pull yourself up by your bootstraps kind of character, and Boyega looks a little bit more like the Luke Skywalker character.
Well,
so
Nick,
we'll see.
I'm telling you, that's because she's his daughter.
She might be a star.
So she has the blaster things, but then no, it's like all the VO that you listening to. I'm telling you,
Well, clearly she has something. I mean, even if she was his daughter, that she's still related to. We're assuming if she's the daughter of him, she's the daughter of Leia as well. So
well,
that
that's
means
why she has force powers.
Yeah, that means she's got to have some force powers.
So that's amazing.
Do we think that?
Look at that guy just getting sniped by the X-wing.
Oh my god.
This is a crazy shot, which I assume these are good guys, kind of blowing up because the tech here looks a little bit more.
But look, that droid is one of the droids that you'd see on the Death Star.
That's true.
So I feel like that's a Death Star, or a Star Destroyer, or maybe it could be that mountain area that we're seeing. They get jacked out on that ice planet, and of course here there's Leia. This is the one shot we've gotten of her.
Here we go.
God
Lovers entwined.
And that's what I'm saying is maybe, I mean, look, in some of the other material, if I'm not mistaken, they had twins. So there's obviously twins around the family. There's a possibility that
I'm telling you, Nick, it's more than a possibility.
But that's what I'm saying. While she is the daughter, do we feel like Kylo Ren might be somehow related?
I definitely think. I think that they are brother and sister, and I think that she is good and he is bad, and she watches him kill her father, his father,
right?
Keeping with the Star Wars theme of family,
right?
And then this scene right here, you can see it. Look at his face. He's scared. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Well, look, dude, this dude can't. Oh, look, but that's crazy. We're seeing Adam Driver's hair for the first time.
And what does it look like? Anakin Skywalker. Does that not look like Hayden Christensen's hair.
It does.
I love that.
I mean, I love
That's
that
fucking awesome.
he's like, you take off the mask and he's in the dark, the sort of Jedi garb,
Yeah.
right? But not the Jedi garb from, when they were on the Jedi Council. This is what Luke wore.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
Luke
yeah,
decided he was a Jedi, he went
Uh-huh.
all black instead of all. And then, of course, we're seeing obviously in the poster and other things that he goes with the more traditional brown route of Obi-Wan Kenobi. But yeah, this is John Boyega saying, I don't know how to use this lightsaber.
Yeah.
But this dude, I think, does.
Yeah.
I don't know who this guy is, but he's got a red lightsaber.
It is kind of weird they got the rights to Jon Snow to be in Star Wars.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. And they filmed where Game of Thrones filmed.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, north of the White Wall.
But yeah, I mean, look at his face. Like, he's scared.
Oh no,
as
he's
shit
not.
of
I mean,
that.
wouldn't you? Look at that dude. He's
No,
got
for
a fucking
sure.
broadsword.
But I'm telling you, I'm convinced that right after this happens,
I mean,
the girl character picks up that lightsaber and beats the living shit out
it's
of him.
potentially, but we're also seeing sort of a similar environment to where she was crying, right? So maybe
No, that's what I'm saying.
someone's been, decapitated here on this icy planet. But all I'm saying is this. I'm excited, but he is holding Anakin's lightsaber.
Exactly, and not for
we've
long.
confirmed that. I don't know.
Not
I don't
for
know.
long.
Just let it in.
Let it in, Nick. Let it in.
Well, I'm gonna let it in this
Yeah.
Christmas.
And then we get the Star Wars
Christmas.
theme playing. Just
I love it.
Lightly.
A little touch of hope. I don't know, Tim.
new hope, some would
Either
say.
way, I am incredibly excited for this.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is going to be the number one thing I'm looking forward to in December,
Mm-hmm.
along with my mother's Christmas lasagna. That's going to be fantastic. I have Christmas Eve dinner there. Tim, thanks so much for joining us
Thank you.
today with all of your lovely insights, some of which are wild speculation. What do you think? Speculate wildly in the comments below of this video. But until we read those, Tim, I'm going to watch this trailer one more time. Thanks so much for
you
joining
should
us,
definitely
guys.
do that.
I appreciate it.
If they kill Kylo Ren off in the first movie,
They better not. No, he's not
fucking
going to
pissed.
do
I want him
that.
to run away.
He's not going to do that.
That's all I need.
I don't think he's going to do that.